Hi guys, welcome back to Trading Options Network. Today in this lesson, we are going to talk about what is an options contract. That being said, I want to preface this lesson by saying once you learn what a call and a put is, I highly recommend you do not go out and start buying calls and puts. That is exactly how most people get crushed in options. Instead, this lesson is meant to be an opportunity for you to learn exactly what an options contract is, both a call and a put, and that all options strategies are built by using these two options contracts. Again, I do not recommend going out and buying and selling calls and puts once you learn what they are. This is just the stepping stone to what is going to be coming your way in the future. That being said, let's get into the lesson. So what is an options contract? The definition of an options contract is an agreement between two people in which one individual pays something called a premium for the right to buy or sell stocks, commodities, or really any asset at a predetermined price, often by a predetermined date or expiration date. The individual paying for the contract is called the holder, while the seller of the contract is called the writer. Notice, I said it gives the holder the right to buy or sell, but not an obligation to buy or sell. The writer, on the other hand, does have the obligation to buy or sell the asset if the holder does choose to move forward with the transaction. We will go over those terms shortly. Here at Trading Options Network, we are going to focus on stock options, and unless stated otherwise, we will assume every options contract will always give the holder the right to buy or sell 100 shares of stock. So what are the different stock options? For all intents and purposes, we can say that the value of all stocks are going to fluctuate in some way. Prices are always going up and down over time, creating patterns. If the pattern is moving in an upward trajectory, it is said to be bullish. If the pattern is moving in a downward trajectory, it is said to be bearish. If the stock is moving up and down but in more of a sideways pattern, it is said to be neutral. When it comes to options, there are strategies that will allow you to profit if a stock goes up, down, and even in a sideways pattern. While there may be numerous strategies for different scenarios, all options strategies are made up by two different types of contracts, calls and puts. Now, anytime I'm trying to help someone understand calls and puts, I start with the 2x2 box as such. On top of the box, I write call over the left column and put over the right column. To the left of the box, I write buy for the top row and sell for the bottom row. As stated before, there are many strategies when it comes to option strategies. However, it is extremely important to understand exactly what it means to buying versus selling a call and buying versus selling a put. To start, let's say we buy a call. What does this mean to us? By buying a call, we are giving ourselves the right to buy the underlying stock at a predetermined price, known as a strike price, by a predetermined date, known as the expiration date. And just like buying shares of a stock outright, when we buy a call, we become profitable when the stock moves up, or as we just discussed, we are bullish. On the other hand, let's say we wanted to buy a put. Well, a put is the opposite of a call, so therefore, we are now giving ourselves the right to sell shares of the underlying stock, but still done at a predetermined price, the strike price, and a predetermined date, the expiration date. In this case, we profit when the price of the underlying stock moves down, or as we now know, we are bearish. In either case, if we do decide to either buy or sell the shares of the underlying stock on our options contract, that is known as exercising our option. Of course, we may not want to buy an options contract. Rather, we may prefer to sell the contract. Let's start by discussing what it means to sell a call. By selling a call, we place ourselves in the position that if the holder of the call exercises the options contract on or before the predetermined date, you know as the expiration date, we are now obligated to sell our shares to that person at the predetermined price you now know as the strike price. If we think of ourselves as buyers and sellers of goods, we want to buy low and sell high. Therefore, by selling a call, We believe the stock price is at a peak and will now be moving downwards, aka we are bearish. On the flip side, we may sell a put. By selling a put, we place ourselves in a position that if the holder of the put exercises the options contract on or before the expiration date, we are now obligated to buy the shares from that person at the strike price. Remember, a put is the opposite of a call, so by selling a put, we are now in the belief that the stock price is at a low and is going to start moving up. In other words, we are bullish. To sum it all up, when it comes to calls and puts, you will hold one of four positions: buying a call, being the call holder, selling a call, the call writer, buying a put, the put holder, or selling a put writer. While buying a call and selling a put are different in nature, they share the fact that they are both bullish strategies. Likewise, while buying a put and selling a call are different in nature, they share the fact that they are both bearish strategies. So what have we learned? In this quick lesson, you should have learned quite a few new terms when it comes to options. Let's review. An options contract is an agreement between two people in which one individual pays a premium for the right to buy or sell an asset at a predetermined price and predetermined date. The holder is the buyer of the options contract, while the writer is the seller of the options contract. To be bullish means you have the belief that the value of the asset is going to increase, while being bearish means you have the belief that the value of the asset is going to decrease. To be neutral means you believe that the value of the asset will move more sideways. A call is an options contract that gives the holder the right to buy shares of the underlying stock at a predetermined price on or before a predetermined date, while a put is an options contract that gives the holder the right to sell shares of the underlying stock at a predetermined price on or before a predetermined date. To exercise an option is the process by which the holder decides to move forward with the buying or selling of the shares of the underlying stock. And finally, assignment occurs when the writer of the options contract is forced to buy or sell shares of the underlying stock at the predetermined price on or before the expiration date, due to the holder exercising their right to buy or sell their shares. Well, that's it for today, guys. I hope you learned a lot. Of course, if you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out to us at support@tradingoptionsnetwork.com. Of course, bookmark our page, tradingoptionsnetwork.com. Subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/@thetradingoptionsnetwork. And of course, follow us at Facebook, Instagram, or TikTok to stay up to date with all of our new content. That being said, have a great rest of your day.